Hey everyone, right now I'm going to show you what's new inside of Lightroom Classic version 10 released in October 2020. Hey Cafe crew, it's Colin Smith here from photoshopCAFE.com, and today we're going to look at my favorite features that have just been added into Lightroom Classic 10. And spoiler alert, one of them is the new camera tethering, which we're going to look at in a sec, but first we're going to jump in and look at some other features. Alright, let's launch Lightroom Classic. So whenever you go to open a catalog that hasn't been opened before in that version of Lightroom, it will create an upgraded catalog and put it beside the old one. So you can always go back on earlier versions of Lightroom Classic and work with that catalog, and also it keeps it nice and safe in case something goes wrong. But it's going to upgrade the catalog. What's new here is we get the ability to put a new name in here. So we get to rename it now, and I'm going to call it Lightroom 2021, which is my main catalog, and I'm going to click Upgrade. And now it's going to upgrade this library so that it works with Lightroom Classic 10. So when it comes to zooming, we're used to choosing, fit or fill, and then we click between two different options. So there's 100% view and there's fit, and this is where we go to different views. But I'll show you what's new in here. So if we want to zoom in, we can do what's called box zoom, where I hold down the Control and that would be Command key on Mac, and marquee select, and it will zoom into that area. Now let's go into the Develop module. And in the Develop module, if I hold down the Shift key, I can drag left or right to zoom in and out. Of course, I can still use that hand tool here just by the space bar to move around, or of course we can move around inside the navigator. And once again, if you hit that Control key or Command key, you can marquee select for that box zoom, or go back out to fit. So inside the Develop module, we now have a color grading module. This replaces the split toning, and so now it's replaced with the three-way color editors, which enable us to apply hue, saturation, and luminance independently to the midtones, the shadows, and the highlights. So we can see all three of them inside this particular window, or we can go into them one at a time. We can do shadows, midtones, and highlights. Let me demonstrate. Let's do the shadows. Let's put a little bit of a blue tint into the shadows. Now you can just move the slider around if you want. See that? We can just quickly go to what we want. Or we can use keyboard shortcuts to help us. If we hold down the Alt or the Option key, it moves it a little bit slower and enables us to get more of a precise adjustment. Now we can also constrain what we're adjusting. If we hold down the Command key, which will be Control on Windows, notice this ring appears. That means now we're constrained to only changing the hue. So as I slide this around, we're changing the color that we're applying into the shadows. So let's keep it with the teal. And then if we do the Shift key, notice a line appears. And this enables us to control how much saturation. So here's 0, push it all the way up, and that's full saturation. So we get to change the hue, which is the color. The saturation is the amount of color. And then the luminance is in a separate slider. So if we want to make the shadows darker, or there's tones in there darker, we can do that, or we can lighten them up. And if we want to go to the highlights, and maybe we want to add a little bit of a color in the highlights, why don't we start with the Shift? Let's increase the amount we want. Hold down the Alt or the Option key. Hold down the Control or Command key, and let's pull that around a little bit more towards the oranges. And you can see we can kind of put that tone in there. If it's a little too much, once again, hit that Shift key and we can just pull back the saturation. And of course, you can just do it freehand. Let's go to the midtones. You can just drag wherever you want. Hold down that Alt or Option and now slow it down so it doesn't go crazy. And you can apply your own color right in there. And if we look at this before and after, we're able to apply this look. So there's all kinds of color grading looks that you can create, and you can save them as presets. And if we find a photo that we'd previously applied the split toning to, and we go and look in the Develop module, what it does is it applies those shadow and highlight adjustments, and it moves that blending all the way up to 100. So this will simulate that same split toning effect. So same when you apply your presets, it's just going to apply it like this. So they do translate backwards and forwards. You don't lose your previous adjustments. So there's also been some GPU enhancements being made. So if we look at some of the tools in here, so things like brushing have been sped up a lot, so we can do things like dodging and burning much easier now. The gradients have also been accelerated. Notice how much faster and more responsive those are. Alright, let's look at the big one. So the tethering has been updated for Canon cameras where we can get a live preview and more. Let's try it out right now. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my camera to the USB. Alright, then we're going to turn the camera on. Great, now we want to go into the tethering. So let's turn this off. We're going to choose File, Tethered Capture, and we're going to start Tethered Capture. And we're just going to give it a setting. And here we go, it detects I'm using a Canon 5D Mark IV. Watch what happens if I turn on the live view. Look at that. Now we have a live preview that I'm able to view through the camera. And what's even better is we have adjustments. If we want to choose the autofocus, we can do that. Or we can go into manual focus and we can manually click in here changing that focus. And of course, if we're in manual settings, we can change the settings inside the camera here. We can change our aperture. Let's autofocus on the little kiwi there. We can change our shutter speed. And our ISO. We'll keep it in auto white balance, but notice how we can do all of those. And then just click to take the shot. And then it loads up. And we get the full size shot right here inside of Lightroom because it's tethering. Let's shoot a few and see how well it does. Alright, so while it's not lightning fast, it's certainly a lot faster than it used to be. And of course you can manually hit the shutter button if you want, or use the shutter button there inside of Lightroom. Alright guys, those are the top new features inside of Lightroom Classic 10. I'm really curious, what was your favorite feature? Let me know in the comments underneath. And also check out my other video I did on the new features inside of Photoshop 2021. So check that out as well. And if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, become part of the Cafe crew. That means you'll get a new tutorial from me every single week. And if you like this, smash the like button into dust. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.